Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Aziza Jalaluddin. Yes, and we are today on Miracle Time. And today's session is going to be another 30 minutes of getting to know the kind of message you're going to be receiving today, as well as what are the various insights you can get. So if you are on this page, I want you to like and share, as well as also invite your friends to come in because we're going to have some miracle time looking at what is the message we are getting today and what all can happen for you in the weeks to come. So it's really, really exciting that we are having this conversation with you. And in Miracle Time, we play the miracle game. And for those of you who have been following my work and also what we have been sharing, this is Dr. Aziza Jalaluddin, and we are having this in our organization, Go Global Business School. We have loads of different ways that we empower, transform people's life, not only with me, my work, but also the work of global mentors coming together from all around the world. So my favorite pastime is about learning on myself and also improving myself. And most importantly, going into my consciousness space to see what I am capable of and how best I can improve myself to be a better human being, to have more enriching human experiences. If you relate to what I'm saying about having human experiences, you need to really, really, really look at what is possible for you in your life. And good morning to Aipaji, and we have friends joining in, and thank you so much for tuning in. It's very, very important that we take on a very proactive role of connecting, as well as on every Sunday we meet and we want to interact with you and also answer some important questions. When I created this miracle game together with a group of friends who inspired me to make it into a gamified model where we wanted to make it interactive, we wanted to make the best out of what's possible in our this book of, at first it was miracle quotes, that because a lot of it came from the fact that I was doing this as a solace for me when I was going through some of the toughest learning experiences between 2011, 12, and 13. So at that time, it was a lot of these quotes that I received or messages that I received for my own learning, because I go into introspection of what's possible for me, what's a learning I can get from the various experiences. So I have compiled this into on Facebook. And so when it came out, one of my friends, he is saying, "Hey Aziza, you have awesome quotes on your page. Where do you take it from?" I said, "No, they are not from anywhere else but my own learnings that I've put there." So he said that, "Why don't I compile it for you?" First, it was about quotes, like miracle quotes. Then we noticed, I said that, no, I don't want to make it another quote book, like a motivation quote book. I wanted it to be something that people can interact and also get into different context of what's possible. Sorry, I'm just receiving a message here. I'm not sure what's that. So, but anyway, so it's really, really interesting right now for us to have this book with me, because it was compiled into a game book. So we're going to play this as a game. And we love playing it as a game. When I launched this in our Singapore library in 2014, we had our guests come, quite a lot of them, and we were playing this. And we all asked, and we set an intention to ask a question, not about what, the questions has to be very, very clear in terms of what you want. And so it's not about when will I get my car or when will I get my $1 million. It's not those conversations. It's like, what is the message I need to receive right now? Or what do I need to be addressing right now so that whatever that you want to achieve can happen? So this is how the angle of this book is. And when I was sharing about this to many of my friends, and it's like miracle, is like what they have. One of the radio interview I did in the local channel, they actually got really excited about it, and so in the Malaysian radio channel as well, they said that, wow, when the host played the game with me, they were really, really inspired. So they got to understand. If you're online, say hello and say good morning. It's a Sunday morning, and we want to really get into the momentum of playing this game. And we want to play a game. And if you have chance upon this page, you're probably here to stay, because you need to stay for a while. There is a message that is going to come to you just because you showed up. So whether you're going to show up and say hello, and we're going to make it a really exciting one. Welcome, Rupali. So it's your turn, because you're the first to say hello on the chat. So you're going to get a chance to choose a number. So it's a number between 1 to 100. So we're going to jump into that right away. I actually wanted to try Instagram, and it's, everybody's on Instagram. I'm like the oldie, I think. I'm still on Facebook, and I'm having fun on Facebook, because most of our friends are on Facebook. Our business people are on Facebook, as well as on LinkedIn. So we have a very, very exciting time, exploring the possibilities together. So if you are watching this and you want to stay here and stay connected, because we are going to have 10 minutes to 20 minutes max of what's possible for you in life. And opening up possibilities starts with us having trust and faith in what we are doing. And most importantly, that can only come from what we have innately gathered in us in terms of what we are supposed to be doing in our life. So what is it that's going on for you in your life that you have not gained enough trust and confidence to move forward? That is the question I want to put in front of you if you're watching this. What have you started trusting or not trusted yourself with, that you can fill that gap? And when you fill that gap, you will actually end up getting the results that you want in life. So look through that context of yourself on where are you lacking trust in your life. Is it on yourself? Is it in your business team? Is it in your family? Is it in the work that you do? Where is your trust a missing gap? So I want to put that question out as I get into this momentum. So Rupali, do you want to give us a number? So we're going to jump into playing the game. Let's see. Let's start the game. All right. So this is how it goes. So when we are playing this game, we are actually looking at what's possible for you. I'm going to take this out. I have a banner next to me. Actually, I can play the game with you, no? Yes, we can play the game together. Right. So the miracle game is about creating a powerful experience for you today, and a beautiful Sunday here in Singapore is 11 a.m. And I'm sure many of you are probably either preparing your lunch or, just lazing it out to buy some lunch for yourself. So here we are. We are talking about getting into clarity in terms of what's possible for you right now. Oops, sorry. So you're supposed to take a deep breath in. That's how you play this game. And ask a question around what is the solution you're seeking for a situation, a challenge in your life that you are facing. So I want you to really ground yourself. Go into your space of breathing in and really, really relaxing. I was actually trying to bring in a music, but it's not working. It's like the sound is not coming out. I don't know why. I think I should do it from my phone, because that will give you some real relaxation in the way that you want to. Very quick one. Okay, please bear with me. Miracle music. Right. Let's see. So when we are looking at it, just taking a deep breath in, really going into your heart. Can you hear that? So it's a music of miracle. Okay. So going into deep breaths and really, really encompassing yourself into it. I want you to, oops. Okay. So what's possible for you right now? And think of a challenge that you are facing and you want an answer to. Almighty, the universe gives us messages from everywhere, from the people we meet, from the situations we see. Sometimes it's even messages you read on buses and all these different places. So I want you to really, really breathe that into that reality of what is the deepest, deepest question. If you feel when answered, everything will be solved. What is that? So once you do that, we have a you have to think of a number between 1 to 100. And today, Rupali being the first to come online, we're going to grant her, we'll take it that she's the person that will be standing for our answers. And we're going to get to read that answer for us right now. So this is how we do it. Hi, Arsu. Welcome. Thank you for saying hi. Please say hi so we know you exist in the team, in the conversation, and we can get into some interesting progress together. So now we're going to click on the number 20. And just to be sure, let's check one more time. It's 20. That's right. Okay. All right. So this is the detail that we got. What is it? Let's look at it again. Close up. Sorry, I'm just like fiddling with this today. Kind of everything going. When we show gratitude to the Supreme Force for the miracles manifested, the feeling of bliss can overwhelm us with tears of joy. Feel the bliss within and share it within and without. Really, 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 I want you to feel this message for yourself right now. We're looking at what's possible for you right now. When you feel and you show gratitude to the Supreme Force for what is already manifested in your life, the more we give gratitude to what is manifested in our life, and you feel the bliss, and the bliss to the extent of feeling tears of joy. How many of you relate to tears of joy? I want you to type yes. If you say you got it, you say you have experienced tears of joy, type in tears of joy. And tears of joy comes from the space of ultimate knowingness of the divine source within us and how it appears within us. And when we are able to experience that feeling of bliss to the extent of joy, and that's when we really, really can experience the outside in our life for everything else that we want to achieve. So how much are we feeling bliss within? This is something that we want to talk about today. So what is the bliss that you are feeling right now for? What is the thing that you want to feel gratitude to the Supreme Force to? Where is it coming from? The word bliss, what is bliss for you? These are very important questions you want to keep asking yourself, because what is bliss for you makes a lot of difference. What is bliss for you? Is it just doing nothing, sitting around? Most of the time, actually, bliss appears because we are not in the space of just doing, but we are in a space of being. You can achieve so many things in our life when we are just able to be still and in motion. And there's a certain level of joy when we do that. And yes, you can relate to it if you have been experiencing it, if you are living your passion, if you are serving humanity, if you are in the space of giving and sharing, only because you feel sufficiency inside, because you feel enough, you will be able to experience this joy, this bliss. And with that information, with that kind of clarity that sets in, you will be feeling a lot more in composed way in your space of clarity, in a space of functioning, because you have bliss. And when you feel sufficiency of bliss, that's where joy exists, that's where love exists, that's where everything that can you can imagine exists. So I want you to experience bliss. The other day we talked about being happy for nothing. How many of you remember that? So today is taking ourselves to the next level. And the next level of bliss is what I want you all to think about. And think into the context of things that don't make you feel blissful. And look at that from a different perspective of why are you feeling what you're feeling and not blissful. And by the way, blissful is not a state you can just create. It's not a state that you need to go and look for. Let's be very clear about this. Say yes if you relate to what I'm saying. Bliss is not something you look for. It is already in us. It is us not allowing ourselves to experience it for whatever reason or whatever story or whatever drama we want to create within us. This person made me feel this way. That person made me feel that way. This thing is not working. I have not enough sleep. I have not enough money. I have not enough love. All those drama conversations are the ones that is moving us from the state of being blissful. How many of you relate to that? Say yes if you do. And quickly get your fingers a bit active, okay? Type yes if you feel it. And I want you to know that this is a fact. And if this is the first time you're hearing it, say yes, because that's very important for you to relate to at this moment, because we want you to be in that space of bliss and joy, or rather experience bliss and joy, so that you can be in it all the time. And you know what happens at the end of the day? Voila, everything you want shows up. Everything you want to get shows up. And that's the power of how we are progressing in our life. And all the results you have, yes, all the results that you have created came from us, and you loved it, came from a space of joy and bliss, because you operated from that space. So today, I want you to look at what is the space you want to create for yourself. As you came to this page, for whatever reason, and you chanced upon this, the message for you today is very clear. To be grateful to the supreme force for to the extent of being blissful. You are so grateful to the extent of being blissful and experiencing the bliss within, and to have experienced the joy of tears of joy. That's where we need to operate from. And you will be challenged again and again, thrown off by people, by circumstances to make you feel otherwise. And I want to just relate to this with you. And I know that many of you can talk about this. Hold on. I'm just going to put back my banner. I'm still meddling with this stuff, right? Let me see. Where's my banner? Right. So many of you will relate to what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, it is our own context of who we have been operating as, who we have been telling ourselves we are, and who we have been really talking to ourselves about not being able to meet up to people's expectations, not to be on time, not to be in motion, not to get work done, not to have swept the floor, not to have cooked for the children. All that thing that we are feeling as not enough is the one that throws us off. It is two things. One is emotionally getting ourselves really clear that we are in that space of clarity, and that we don't allow anything to get in the way of who we are and how blissful and powerful we can feel within us. When we come to that space, and it takes time, even I get thrown off. I wouldn't say even, is that I'm also working from that space of growing myself. So I get thrown off by what's going on around me, what people tell me. So this is very, very important for us to relate to, because at the end of the day, it is us to experience what we are feeling and what we want to really get acquainted with. At the end of the day, is for us the message of being grateful, being blissful. If we can just, when we can just sit in that space of bliss and work from the space of bliss, you will notice a whole different shift in the way that you will operate, because nothing can get um, in our divine self, because we deserve it. Our divine self is already there being blissful with us, and we are fighting it with ego stories, dramas, and everything outside, putting it on us, saying that this person has caused that and that person has caused that, this situation has caused it and that situation has caused this. I've been through, for those who have been watching our other channels, I've been through huge health challenges, huge emotional set challenges, huge relationship challenges, where I was feeling like somebody has taken all my children away. And the kind of trauma I went through was huge. And if I'm going to sit down there and lament that, this person has done that to me and that person has done that to me, then I will not have been able to do and be in motion. And being in motion means knowing and acknowledging that some things are not working in our life and taking forth at a whole new level. And the way that we can take this forward is by being present to what's available for us in our life. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining in and tuning in. I want you to share something that you have gained over the weeks. I know you have been really following all what we've been sharing, and I know that you have been at it all your life. And now is a good time for us to share with us what you have been getting from these sessions as well. And for the others who have tuned in, you've been a mute spectator, say hello. Being participating is one of the participative is one of the biggest learning experience I've got. We know that the real failure in life is a failure to participate, and we are not out there putting ourselves out there to really be in motion, knowing that there are things that's not working, yet taking action towards what's possible. And when you set those kind of intentions and move forward, let me tell you, that level of bliss and that level of clarity and that level of fulfillment is beyond explanation. You will be able to really, really feel the truth of the matter. Let me see what she wrote. The fact that divine love is handling all situations from last week's lesson. I was so true. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Yes, it is. And absolutely, that's what we want to see. More people become aware of what are the messages that the universe is giving us. And that's why I set this session up. As we round it off for today, I want everyone to relate to this. Everywhere there's messages for us to receive. And this miracle game is just a tip of the iceberg for you to know that messages can be really, really powerful. And when you play it as a game, it comes across as a fun element, and it comes across as a joyful moment for you to experience the divine love, the divine bliss, and the divine everything, intelligence, most importantly, that can guide us forward. So the divine intelligence that can guide us forward is what we're looking for when we look for messages. And when these messages show up, that's where the other thing comes in, right? The whole thing about, oh, is this really for me? Oh, is this person showing up because they have an agenda? So all those mind games, all those mindful ways of, looking at what is it that you are caught up based on your past experiences and bring it to your now and the present and the future is the biggest detrimental thing that you can do to yourself. So what did Carol say? I'm sorry, I'm not reading because I'm able to, let me see. I am able to go off my own urgency to get. Let me see what she wrote. I was able to let go of my own urgency to get something out that I thought I had to be out of my schedule, but instead I went with the flow and got much more results. Absolutely. That's what we're looking at, to create a flow in our life, trusting what's showing up. And in the last couple of weeks, it has been a very interesting conversation, and I'm sure many of you relate to it again and again. Going with the flow has been the answer to anything that we do in our life. Not rushing it, not fighting for it, not being very caught up over the results, but rather the experience of creating the result that will make the result show up by itself. What happened, in critical path in Buckminster Fuller's work, there is one thing he talks about: things showing up at the nick of time when it's needed. This is something I'm raising my voice a little bit for you to get it, because everything shows up as it's needed, because the universe know it doesn't have to waste its resources. And sometimes, let me give you a very lame, I would say lame, because that's how it is. You may have been asking for $1 million in your wish list, but you still don't know what you're going to do with the $1 million. So until you are clear, the universe will hold on to it. And when you're clear and you're saying, I'm ready to have it, it shows up. So that's why many people with money struggle will recognize that, hey, and they are very faithful and strong. And they'll realize that at the end of it, when it's about to receive, you receive it. And Almighty never fails. The divine never fails any human being. So this is the trust you need to put. And it's a nick of time. Anything happen, be in business at the nick of time. Your customer who you think will never buy it from you, at the nick of time, having the trust that it is not over till it's over. To continue the trust that you have that confident building happening in you, and it happens and again and again, and that will be a beautiful game and a fun game for you to play, because that is where the real sense of fulfillment and joy is, to trust and still be in the flow despite of any disruptions, and experience bliss no matter what shifts. I tell you, that is going to be my practice for this week. Ultimately, being in bliss to the point of tears of joy. So any of my friends and my business partners and Ayapaji, if you hear me, see me cry, don't think that I am just waning. I'm just having tears of joy. So everybody, let's commit to tears of joy for this week. Who's ready for tears of joy? Say yes. That's going to be really good. All right. So tears of joy is the game, to be in bliss, no matter what, because you are already in that innate state. To recognize the bliss within is only by recognizing your joyful state and the gratitude to Supreme Force for all that has showed up in your life. Take it as a practice to really, really go into this. So we talked about happy the last couple of weeks. Today we're talking about bliss. So being in bliss is key. And thank you so much, everyone, to really, really go into that space and allowing yourself and saying yes to bliss and joy is the most powerful thing we can do to ourselves, and giving gratitude to the ultimate source for it. So right now we're kind of coming to the end of it, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you have been watching this and you like what you're hearing, this message can reach your friends and impact others to experience bliss if you just click the share button. That makes a lot of sense to you. Just share the button and share the bliss message with everyone, and that will definitely give you more bliss as well. And saying that, in our Go Global Business School, we are into the work of transforming lives, business leaders stepping up into that space of clarity and power so that they can impact more people in the world. So in that space, Go Global Business School has also put together some amazing transformation program. It's not about Aziza Jalaluddin, even though I founded it with Ayapadas, Mr. Ayapadas Kunat, Mr. Ayapadas and myself. We founded Go Global Business School, but we are not the only mentors who go around conducting trainings. We are the people who hold the fort and hold the platform for others to work with us, global mentors and leaders to work with us, so that together we can impact other people. So I am very blissful and grateful. So I'm going to do this exercise to really, really feel the joy and bliss in me, that I am so grateful that in the last 2 years, some amazing changes happened in my life. And I'm so grateful to Almighty for that showing up, where relationships have mended, where financial status has grown, where communities of business leaders have showed up, just showing that all the work I've done over the years, no matter what judgments has been placed on it, is on the right path. And I'm so grateful to Almighty for all of this happening. And I am so grateful for that. And thank you, everyone who have crossed the path in these years with me, no matter what happened with us. I'm grateful for you showing up and for your yeses and your nos that you showed me. It has taken me to a whole new level of clarity and power. Until now, whoever is saying yes and no to me and to us, to Go Global Business School, and to the partnerships that we have come together, every yes and no is meant to serve what it is. And I'm so grateful for that. And thank you everyone for watching it. And I'm leaving you in a state of bliss, I hope, so that you can feel the bliss within you. Thank you, and God bless, and have a blessed week ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.